Hello, everyone. Welcome to part 92 of my story. So I write this and I'm saying, introducing myself, and I'm saying, Dear Congressman, this is a congressional inquiry for FMC Carswell women. My name is Kalitha Bush. I'm a 42-year-old mother of 9. It is with my deepest regret that I'm writing this letter to you. For the past 5 years, I have been incarcerated at FMC Carswell Minimum Security Camp Facility located in Fort Worth, Texas. In 2017, before a United States District Judge in the Southern District of Florida, I was sentenced to 96 months in federal prison for one count of conspiracy to commit wire and mail fraud. On that day, my life came full circle as the accused, and I was given no relief as a first-time nonviolent offender. My case was drafted pursuant a Rule 20 from the Eastern District of Texas. However, at this time, I lived outside of Houston, Texas, in Fort Bend County, Sugar Land. I have spent all of my incarceration trying to be productive and constructive with my time, holding multiple jobs while residing at the camp. Most recently, I served as a trusted inmate by working a community custody job at the North Joint Air Force Base here in Fort Worth, Texas. Additionally, I have worked as a sanitarian at the height of the pandemic, which required me to be of service to both staff and inmates alike. Furthermore, I have conducted multiple programs for the Carswell staff while participating in them as well. Example, I started a praise team, Devotion in Motion, and I have done numerous volunteer jobs to this date. For several years now, I have witnessed both East and West Trinity housing units deteriorate. Currently, each room houses up to 6 inmates. The carpet in each room is deplorably filthy and is secured to the ground with black electrical tape in efforts to prevent the asbestos from escaping. Most kitchen and bathroom sinks are inoperable due to major plumbing issues. The showers in such areas are riddled with black mold as well. My attempts to remedy any of this has fallen on deaf ears and remains unresolved to this date. The outside area of the units have eye-catching structural damage. The stairs are caving in and there are huge holes occupying the walkways. Many complaints made by Senior Officer Christopher Beasley following his experience falling during a routine 9:30 stand-up count. Additionally, Congressman Mark Vesey has personally toured the camp with Warden Carr, in addition to select executive staff members to which can verify my factual complaint. Despite the 7 rooms that have been deducted as online inmate housing assignments, the camp continues to be pushed beyond its recommended 220 inmate maximum capacity intake level. Camp Carswell has agreed to a threshold of 75% capacity during COVID, and today we have nearly 300 inmates. Our population could be controlled through CARES Act community placement. However, the Carswell facility has been shorthanded for a full year, leaving staff overworked and powerless to maintain their current workloads. In April of 2020, when CARES Act was written into law, to help nonviolent offenders complete their sentences under emergency home confinement, I was selected due to my meeting all requirements other than recommended CDC risk factors not mandated. In March of 2021, at 55% of my statutory sentence, Warden Michael Carr signed my CARES Act package, which should have released me to home confinement. Unfortunately, my assignment was short-lived. The Eastern District of Texas didn't have the manpower to accept me due to unnecessary requirements outside of written requisites handed down by BOP. On December 25th of 2021, I fell ill to COVID, most likely contracting this virus from my community job placement through the CDC guidelines not being followed. On that Christmas Day, following my positive test showing COVID, I was taken from my living quarters at the camp and moved to the hospital behind the fence, where I was led to believe I would receive adequate medical care. This was not the case. Me and 2 of my peers, who also tested positive, were placed in a one-man holding cell on SA, a suicide watch floor for inmates experiencing mental episodes. There, the door closed behind us and reality quickly set in. Being housed in SA while extremely ill from the virus, I was severely mistreated and neglected. Sick with shakes, fever, and chills, and loss of smell, I also lost my appetite. When I asked the doctor for pain relievers, he stated that I would most likely not get any. He was right, I didn't. My peers pleaded with the medical staff for me, seeing my condition worsening. This was inhumane treatment. After all, I'm a mother of 9. I've spent most of my life taking care of people who needed my help. After the 5th day, as I became more ill, I questioned whether or not this prison was a real medical facility. My urine was dark orange from dehydration, and I hadn't had a bowel movement in 7 days. I filled out the appropriate paperwork for sick call and suffered day after day without medical resolve. This by far was the worst prison experience I had received. Daily medical personnel came to the door calling my name in full PPE, but refused to open it. They asked me to push my head to the beam hole in the then to put my arm through the door for blood pressure checks. As I knelt down on my knees to comply, not one staff member was willing to come to my aid due to my infectious state. Then in February of 2020, my unit team resubmitted me for CARES Act following my probation officer's approval to the Southern District of Texas. The warden signed all necessary paperwork again. This time was denied. Why? Reason being too healthy and no CDC risk factors. I have continued to fight to return home to my family by petitioning my sentencing judge for reconsideration of my sentence, in addition to seeking maximum allowance of home confinement by law. It is my hope that you would take notice to the horrific tactics that are currently being openly displayed in prisons across the United States. As a first-time non-violent offender, I have a risk pattern assessment score equaling a -14 and a -9, the lowest of the scores recorded at the camp. My progress is a proven testament recorded in my assessment as follows. I have completed numerous programs recognized as recidivism reduction courses, and I have a verifiable release address. I continue my pursuit to prove not just to myself but to others that I am worthy of a second chance. Even with my 2 referrals through to CARES Act, however, I am consistently pushing forward to make a difference for all. There is no accountability in the BOP or the Bureau of Prisons when corruption takes place. My pleas continue to fall on deaf ears. Therefore, Congressman, I am calling on you to represent me in my plea before Congress. My projected release date is April 14th of 2024. However, the BOP website reflects the FSA time credits I have successfully earned to reach my new satisfactory date of April 14th, 2023. This letter is not only about me, but also about all the women at FMC Carswell facility who could face the same obstacles. It will soon be with new opportunity that I am dedicating my vacation in life to the cause of the unheard prison. Upon my release, I'm going to address the dishonest role the BOP plays with ridiculous stories of having this pandemic under control when speaking with society and elected officials regarding the national health crisis. Their pathetic means for controlling it behind bars is all a facade. In fact, every time a new outbreak attacks this prison, the confined are faced with the uncertainty of being locked down without a collective plan in place that prevents the spread of this deadly disease. Who holds the Bureau of Prisons accountable for their non-performance? Why aren't first-time offenders with minimum pattern risk assessment scores given priority for CARES Act placement? These are questions our families want answered, Congressman. Importantly, I have enclosed my FSA recidivism risk assessment document for your review. Please remember me when you hear from me, and additionally see me as one of the newest prisoner reform advocates in the prison reform arena. Thank you for your time, and may God continue to strengthen you as you continue to be our voice.